All right, good morning, everybody. Can we get some feedback, just like a little bit more energy here? Good morning, everybody. I thank you. That's still a little weak, but that's okay. We'll take that until we move on. They were just talking about respect. And while we talking to you guys, we was hoping that you can give us respect back by just like keeping quiet, letting us speak to you, and then when we ask you to speak back to us, we do the same in return. Basically what we represent is something called the Urban Spirit Martial Fusion movement. Basically it's blending of hip-hop, martial arts, anything that we can use to positively express ourselves to become better people. That's what martial fusion is about. Martial fusion was built and was developed in the heart of Baltimore City under some of the most drastic, dangerous, violent circumstances. When I spoke to the kids before, I went a little in depth in some of the things that happened to me as a teenager. One of those kids that always cut class, stood out on the corners, robbed, stole, hurt people, did whatever you can possibly imagine. Anything that could happen to a kid coming up in the inner city happened to me. But that really doesn't matter because I was able to flip the script and turn it into something positive. So basically, what martial fusion is an opportunity to allow teenagers, because if you're around the age of 13 to be 29, when I was your age, I didn't ever think I was going to live to see 44. That's what I am right now. Statistics, and that's why this is so important for us to pay respect to one another. Statistics right now count you out as not making it to reach 29. Probably younger than that right now, because you still got kids getting hurt, dying, dropping out of school, you know, getting pregnant, doing all these crazy things that society right now they think gonna happen to you. But I guess the difference with martial fusion, I believe in every kid, every teenager on this planet. I believe everybody was created to do great things. It don't matter where you come from. And the new president of the United States can prove that to you. So I think y'all need to give him some energy right there. I mean, really, if you ain't giving a lot of energy for that, you got to be sleeping. Because that's a historical moment right there to have a black president right now going into the White House. And it's not a racial thing, but for me, to be a part of something so historical is like great for my kids, because now my kids can grow up believing that they can be a president, can be anything they want to be. And you guys ready to go out into the real world. You're ready to go off and do great things, remarkable things that you can do regardless of what anybody say to you. So this program of Martial Fusion is to allow you to take whatever you into. You might be into music, you might be into writing beats, you might be into poetry, you might be into creating clothes, you might be into whatever. This t-shirt that we sit right here, this is one of our creations. As a kid growing up in the inner city, who would ever think when I was like 13 some years old making uniforms out of sheets, sewing them together because we were that poor, that I would be able to now sit up here and have my own clothing line, have my own business, be able to do movies, do TV, do books, do whatever, and then pass the same legacy on to my kids. Who would ever think that would be possible? But right now, all of you kids out there in that audience, you can do the exact same thing. That's the reason why we're bringing you Martial Fusion. Martial Fusion is an opportunity for you to really stand up and dig down inside yourself and be all what God created you to be. Because God don't create losers. I mean, if you don't believe me, don't clap for that. But if you do believe me, clap for that. And one of the things that Martial Fusion try to teach you too is self-love. Because if somebody's saying something, I go around the country and I listen to people like Brian Tracy, Tony Robbins, some of the greatest motivational speakers on this planet. I work with people like Wesley Snipes, Billy Blanks, you name it, we work with them. So now if you sit there, you know, and somebody telling you to say, somebody telling you to believe in yourself and love yourself, and you can't clap for yourself, something's seriously wrong. Because the world ain't gonna clap for you until you can learn how to clap for yourself and look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm a great person, I'm a wonderful person, nobody's gonna stand in my way. It's gonna be hard for you to make it. So you gotta learn how to clap for yourself and love yourself. Anything that you wanna do in life, first of all, starts with self-love. And that's what we're gonna show you through the whole element of Martial Fusion. is a book that I read. Every morning I wake up, I guess because I learned this when I was in jail, when my freedom was taken from me and I was put in a maximum security prison, and I thought that I would hang myself because I was claustrophobic and I was hard-headed and I wanted to be on the corner doing negative things, so I ain't listened. So the man told me, I'm gonna show you how to listen. I'm gonna lock you down for a couple of years and see if you can really come out this jail 1 hour out of the 23 hours that you wake up and you gotta live that day. Hey, you wanna be tough, you wanna be cool? Well, that was one of the things that woke me up. So I learned how to take an example that I read from Mma-Kung. Every day I read every book that was in the library. I learned to educate myself because when I had the freedom to do it, I wouldn't do it. So now because my freedom was taken from me, I now had to learn how to educate myself. So I can be able to get along with everybody on a universal level, just like President Obama talks about. It's not a black thing, it's not a white thing, it's a universal thing. But that first thing starts with respect. It starts with giving self-love. It gets no realer than what I'm talking about. It gets no realer than that. And I don't think anybody want to go down that path. But one of the books I was reading this morning, it's called How to Be a Billionaire, because that's what I'm about reading. Okay? It says, when business and opportunities are attracted to you and you cannot identify the source, it is your reputation at work. So if how you walk, how you talk, how you look, how you dress, how you respond to people don't represent something valuable, then I don't care what you do, you're never going to amount to anything. See, because the bottom line in business, even in the hustling game, if that's what we, because sometimes I think people don't want to respect people, don't want to really show you something, is because they try and be hard. Well, even in that level of being hard, it got to be a reputation that attracts those people that you're trying to attract to you so they can give you some respect. But that same thing that's done on a lower level is done on the CEO level too. And for anybody that's in the hip-hop and in the rap, and you know that the reason why people that are so successful in that industry and are billionaires, they was able to take this script and flip it to do something positive. And that's what we trying to say here with Marshall Fusion. You can be whatever you want to be. You ready to go out into the real world. You ready to go out there and change the world. Right now, and I know some people didn't clap, if it wasn't for people your age doing what they doing during this election, there would be no president like right there sitting in the White House right now. So when somebody tell you you stupid and you ain't gonna amount to nothing, the world just shows you how powerful you are. You got the world in your hands right now, and all you gotta do is continue to get up every day and dig down inside yourself and represent all you wanna be. What I'm gonna give you right now, I'm gonna give you a chance to see what Marshall Fusion looks like physically, being expressed by my son. His name is Marco Johnson. He's 24. He's been doing martial arts since he was born. And this whole message is his message. So we're going to give you a beat. When the beat clock starts, we hope you can start clapping, give them a little energy. Hope you can get them pumped up and represent for us. So DJ.
Hey, what's going on? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? What's going on? I thought y'all was 11th and 12th graders. I thought y'all was grown. All right, look, when I get some energy going in this place, I want y'all to make this whole room rumble and go crazy in here. You gotta go bananas, all right?
For a second. If you can't give him a real hand for that, you got me hating. But you know what? That right there come from the environment where they said we ain't gonna amount to nothing. It took martial arts, it took hip hop, and it took everything that you feel right now in your heart and soul and saying, hold up, you ain't gonna count me out, I'm gonna represent.